sun. Now we race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Now we race against the
Located in Springvale, a suburb of Melbourne, Australia, and opened back in 1962, it has since hosted events for local and historic club racing, the Australian GT Championship, and of course, the Australian Supercars Championship. Sandown Raceway is very unique because it is built around Sandown Racecourse, a horse racing track on the infield of the circuit. While its long-term future may still be undetermined, and despite various replacement venues being discussed due to the track now situated between housing development, Sandown manages to soldier on and remains a hugely popular facility with drivers. The circuit played host to a round of GT4 Australia back in 2023. The very tight technical nature of the track pushes drivers to bring their A-game in GT4 cars. Sandown is a 1.9 mile or 3.1 kilometer circuit and features 2 long straights along with a mix of fast and slow corners, making it a great challenge for drivers. Some of these corners include Turn 1, known as Shell Corner. After the long pitch straight, Turn 1 is a prime spot for overtaking. Drivers often using slipstream down the straight to get close, then send a dive bomb down the inside under heavy braking into the sharp right-hander. Turn 9, known as the Dangnag Road Corner. Following the back straight, this fast left-hander at the end of the drag strip is another great opportunity for overtaking. Drivers carry high speed into the braking zone, and it is often a spot where aggressive braking and late dives can truly pay off. Turn 4, the S's. Now, not a common part of the circuit for overtaking, the S's, known as turns 3 and 4, are often offering for overtaking opportunities for drivers who can carry a lot of speed through the second turn and can set up a pass through the chicane. The final corner, turn 12. The final corner, a tight right-hander, leads onto the pitch straight. A good exit to this corner allows drivers to get alongside their competitors and set up a pass down the straight heading to turn 1. In the world of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, this will be host to round 3 of the GT4 International Championship. Cody Lawrence officially leads the championship by some margin after his back-to-back win in Portland, but now faces the consequences of being the heaviest driver on the grid. This week, it's currently looking like the Mercedes and the McLaren will dominate as they take on this track. The timing sheets are lit up with Mike Van Dorn going up against Andy Rees for the fastest time. Jerry Cook will also be a driver to watch after his amazing last lap battles for the podium in race 1 and for the win in race 2, where Cody Lawrence just edged out to take victory. Will we see another classic with a race coming down to the wire? We are now at the halfway point of the championship, and anything and everything can still happen. With unforgiving curbs and what feels like a tight circuit due to less runoff, will this be the climax of our story? And will all answers go down here at this circuit? We will find out in due time. This is round 3, the Australian Grand Prix.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, and it is now the official halfway point mark of the series. I'm Rahul Nasir, and welcome to Sandown Raceway for the Australian Grand Prix. A stack of drivers out here today. You may see 11 on your screen now, but let me just extend that for you there. We have 15 drivers entering in the fray, but only one can come out on top. What a lovely crowd we have out here today. Sandown Raceway for the Australian Grand Prix, ready to go racing. We're just 2 minutes and 40 seconds away from qualifying. The timing sheets are lit up. And right now, it's a McLaren Mercedes warfare, but the BMWs and the Toyotas are starting to pull it all back together. Welcome to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. We are at the halfway point. This is a major part of this championship. We've had 2 races now at Brands Hatch of the British Grand Prix and Portland International Raceway for the United States Grand Prix. Now, business gets very serious as we pick up here for the last 3 rounds. Anything and everything can happen. And with Sandown Raceway being such a tight, compact track here, nowhere to go, especially in the first sector. We've seen a lot of drivers already in practice get it all wrong. It's such a tight section through this part of the circuit as you look at it now. It's a right and left chicane. The curbs, very, very deadly. They are very raised up, very difficult for a car to go through there. So it's going to be very difficult for these drivers. As you see Justin is here, hopping over those curbs. How aggressive do you want to get over them? As soon as we head into the sharp left-hander, that is where positions can be made. But it's the long back straight. Slipstreaming and a little bit of a kink there in the middle of the back straight. Fast forwarding through the back straight. And we get to the downhill left-hander. Carry as much speed as possible. Using over the left-hand curb, hop over the right-hand curb. A prime spot to extend track limits, but you can't extend it too much, as there could be a chance that you could receive a drive-through penalty. Heading over the sharp left-hander after the back straight and entering onto the regular part of the circuit here. And it is finally the last complex, the final part of this track. You want to get as much curb as possible, heading into the right-hander, squaring up your line for the left-hander, and then it's a mad dash to the line. But with such a packed crowd out here today, you're looking at it now. I think we are now at 15. Yes, we are now officially at 15 drivers. Let's take a look at some of them on as practice now comes to an end. It's Mike Van Dorn, Cody Lawrence, your championship leader, Mads, Andy Rees, Jerry Cook, Oliver Bluch, Marlon Young, Jaden Harrison, Sean Lee, Martin Webster, Andrew Rupnarine. Klaus says, oh, he is now officially taken off to space. I think he's just reconnecting back into the session. Ryan Marinirmi. We also have Justin Nasir making his debut in this championship here. Not his first rodeo around Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, but your most winningest driver in the history of CMRSC is back. And a little bit of practice he's made so far, but he has to unfortunately take the penalty of some BOP. You can check at the bottom there, 10 restrictor plates, 10% of restrictor plates, and 30 kilograms of weight on the car. Nothing close to the 20% restrictor plate and 60 kilograms as Cody Lawrence has. But your first race in the championship, you do take that weight penalty. As the more we get into this championship, the more the drivers are weighed down. So if a new driver were to come in and take a free win, it'll literally be because everybody else is weighed down. So here we go. 1 minute and 30 seconds before we get into qualifying. Smoke is in the air there. I think one of the McLarens are.
I think
let's hear
my kind
drivers.
of approach to this is I just have to drive what I have, because I'm not going to be able to challenge either you, Jaden. Mike, I'm not going to be able to challenge either of you. Not a chance in hell. You'd both have to crash.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably the first track on the calendar where I'm actually feeling comfortable in the car.
It's like the feeling in the car is quite inconsistent as well. I mean, honestly, I drive a lot off of feeling, and the feeling of it is just kind of hit or miss. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's just awful, and I have to drive within it.
I think this is probably the first time that I'm not having that many issues.
No, I mean, Portland I felt really confident, really comfortable, so like it's possible in this car. I just don't have that right now.
I mean, Portland, I felt confident on the Monday, and then it was Saturday, and then all of a sudden I was just, yeah.
I see. I'll just try to make the best of what I got. That's all I can do. I don't want to piss and moan about the car. I just have to get along with it. And
Yeah.
We're going to let them talk here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time we get the action underway. Qualifying for round 3, the Australian Grand Prix is next. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the third round of the Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club GT4 International Championship qualifying highlights. Here we go here. If you're watching over on the YouTube side, welcome aboard. And if we're watching live here at the action, we're going to find out what transpires here today. Who is going to be taking pole position? Your first driver out, Cody Lawrence. He's your championship leader by some margin, almost about the 30-point margin he's leading at. So it's really gonna be a test to see how well he can fare with this weight. If you look at the bottom of our new graphic, you can see 20% restrictor plate on the Toyota Supra and 60 kilograms. Yes, that means he has 60 points in the championship. And that's going to be a good guide for you folks at home. The kilograms at the bottom of your screen is the amount of points a driver has. As we switch over now to the qualifying side here, and we're now going to find out what is going to be pole position. Cody Lawrence swept last week, taking pole, race 1 and race 2 at Portland International Raceway. It was race 1 at the British Grand Prix where Jaden Harrison's Mercedes took pole position, race 1 and race 2. So at the moment right now, it looks like the driver who takes pole position has the best chance of winning, but at the same time, we do not know. With such a heavy car Cody Lawrence has under his belt, Van Dorn has been looking very quick out there. So anything can happen. We're also going to open up the mics and we're going to listen in on the drivers here if we do have any sort of radio chatter, as Cody Lawrence is now taking it into the fast left-hander. Oh, unfortunately, though, he's going to take a lot of curb, and I don't know if he's going to receive a cut warning for it, invalidating his lap. Meanwhile, Marlon Young actually does take himself out there. But we're going to continue watching Cody Lawrence as he comes around the final chicane here onto the front straight. We're going to see if this time does count. He's going to come across the line anyways, and the time that he's going to put down is a 1:22.544. Actually, that was his previous time, so no, his current time did not count. Andy Rees across the line with a 1:15.019. Van Dorn that was not happy about his lap time. He's going to take it into the pits. Danny Nasir with a 1:17.308, beaten now by Mats with a 1:15.767. Then it was Oliver Bloch coming in with a 1:15.636. Sean Lee up there with a 1:15.446. Justin Nasir with a 1:15.636. Klaus Klint with a 1:16.918. And Jaden Harrison tops the timing board with a 1:14.224. So, lots of times coming up here. A little bit deep there, over the curb. You can take a lot of that as we watch Andy Rees just a bit quicker there. Trying to look for Cody Lawrence. He's found purple in the first sector, but unfortunately has backed out on another lap. Still 11 minutes to go here in this qualifying, so still a lot of chance. Danny Nasir into the gravel. So not going to help out on his lap time. Here comes Andy Rees back around to the start-finish line. Now crossing it, and it's a 14.332, so improvement there in the third sector. That's what you need there. Sean Lee, third position right now in the BMW. He comes across the line. Justin Nasir right behind him. Can we find any improvement as he starts slipstreaming? Yes, he does. It's a 1:14.718. Sean Lee with a 1:15.269. So slowly improving as the track continues to get quicker and quicker. So, as drivers now continue to put in their qualifying times, Martin Webster puts in his first time of a 1:15.886, but it is Jerry Cook at the top of the standings now with a 1:13.103. That's a good lap time from him. Looking for Van Dorn here. He's going to start his flyer now. Meanwhile, Cody Lawrence, 3/10 down. Marlon Young hits the wall hard. Marlon Young, and that's actually going to, I don't know if that results Cody Lawrence have taken it into the pits. Marlon Young, however, struggling to find a time here, yet to put in a proper lap time. Looking down the rest of the order. No drivers have found any improvements. The yellow on your screen meaning that they are not improving on their time. They are slower. So, could potentially be these drivers warming up their tires. You can see Jaden Harrison aggressively weaving down the back straight. More than welcome to do so. That time is ticking, but with such a short layout, you are allowed to make multiple attempts at it. We're just going to try to fix up our... There we go. So now you can officially see where all the positions are on track as Jerry Cook comes around the final corner across the line, 2/10 down on that time. Jaden Harrison was 4/10 down in the second sector. He's going to come across the lap now, and he is 9 seconds off, so now going to begin his proper flyer. Andy Rees in the Mercedes. Right now, it's Mercedes 1, 2, 3, German Warfare at the top 4. So Krugsgaard now finding some improvement in the middle sector as Van Dorn now puts the British McLaren 720S now on the third step. I believe that's a 720S if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, it's the 570S GT4. So he's now on the second row. We heard him just before qualifying began. He's feeling confident in the car. He's feeling a lot better than he has prior, especially at the United States Grand Prix. No contact between Rupner Ryan and Mads, but both of them find themselves off the racing circuit, as well as Jerry Cook. So it looks to me that both of these drivers, a lot of drivers are struggling around here. Meanwhile, Jaden Harrison sliding a corner exit over the curb. Looking at Jaden Harrison, at one of the only 2 drivers who have taken pole position and swept the race weekend. He's currently second on the timing sheets now, but as he races across the line, can he improve? Beat out a 1:14.103? No, but it's very close. It's a 1:14.184. Andy Rees now improving with a 1:14.279, but as it stands, it's Jerry Cook still on top. Oh, but hitting the wall hard. That's going to ruin his lap time and the next one with that damage on the car. Looking at Justin Nasir now, there he is 7/10 off in the middle sector there as he's now racing to the line. He's actually on the outlap here. Cody Lawrence, P5 1:14.370. He was struggling with the weight, so he's going to try his best and see what he can do in that Toyota Supra, but being the championship leader is going to come with its consequences, and that is 60.60 kilograms of weight. Van Dorn, however, with a 1:13.996. Didn't see it there, but he's looking to improve. Gonna stay with him now. He's got a lot of traffic. Somebody looks like he's off the track. Another person off. Almost contact. Rupner Ryan off the track. He stays out the way. Danny Nasir as well. Oh my goodness, it's traffic for the Dutchman. Mike Van Dorn looking to improve his lap time, continuing on his pole streak here.
Give yourself some space, Andrew. Give yourself some space.
Danny Nasir over the radio. There always. Van Dorn runs a little bit wide. They're off the track. He races to the line. Comes across it. It's improvement. It's a 1:13.891. That could very well be pole position out here. What a lap time from the Dutchman. And you had to check that out in that last sector, having to cut and carve through the traffic. It's a very small track. You heard Danny Nasir trying to say, give me some space there, Andrew. That's Jerry Cook now coming across the line. It's nothing to write home about. But the McLaren, Van Dorn, he's in the pits. I don't know if he thinks that's the best I can do. I'm the only driver in the 13s. I might be able to get away with it. Remember, the top 5 does get flipped. When we get into racing.
So apologies for our timing tower, but looks like we are having some issues with it for some reason. It is just not giving us the correct information, so we are going to close out of that, return back to one of our original standing timing towers there once again. So as we continue on, there are your official lap times on the board. So apologies there for the mishap as Jaden Harrison slides that car through the right and left curb. 4/10 down is Jerry Cook in the middle sector. Look at all the traffic up ahead, but right now the top three is relatively stayed the same. Andy Rees is competing very hard with Jaden Harrison for third place. They're fighting for the second row on the grid, but right now it's Van Doren who leads it in qualifying. Very crucial, of course, because his championship picture has not been the best at all. Scoring points only in the first race of 2 in the British Grand Prix, getting disconnected when he was fighting for the podium in race 2. Race 1, he was fine. Round 2, not able to perform as well, unable to score any points. But today, this could be a chance that he could come back in this championship fight. We'll find out and see how it works out for him. We're going to try to see one more time. Have we fixed our timing board? No, we have not. So we're going to stick with our backup timing board. Make that bigger for you folks at home as we continue to watch Jerry. Ooh, that's Rube the Rhino on the curb! And he is stuck there! Ah! No, my goodness. Andrew, if you are going to spin like that on the curb, you got to take it back to the pits as soon as possible. Andrew Rupnarine needed to get out the way. He's fully stopped. He had a chance to take it back into the pits. Oh my goodness, he is. That's a very dangerous rejoin there from the young Canadian. And that is not what you need. But Van Doren, nonetheless, has actually found improvement there in that last time. He is still improving. So just making our timing board leaderboard quite bigger now. So a lot more clear. All right. So let's continue this qualifying session on. Cody Lawrence looking at him live there for the moment. A little bit of traffic there against Klaus. Andy Reid's gonna go right past him as well. But Van Doren is flying out here. Oh, flying a little too hard there into the corner there. Has he? He's just about made it. Clipping the grass there. Now, as we continue on here, Van Doren still trying to find any sort of improvement. He's still the only driver in the 13s. As Jaden Harrison, I take it back because the Mercedes has now found the pace. The Jamaican now has found the 13s. It's a 13.848. It's not enough for pole, but he has knocked down the championship leader, and that's very crucial in this fight. Cody Lawrence with so much weight now just has to manage it throughout this championship on. This is going to be a very interesting set as we come down to the checkered flag here. And Van Doren is almost completely matched his first sector of his best lap so far. There he goes. And he's found improvement. He's gone. He is going. He's moving. Looking very good is the Dutchman. Mike Van Doren has just a couple more corners to navigate. He is improving
in the second sector. He has matched his time in the first sector. He now races to the line. It's a 1:13.616 to beat. He comes across the line. No, it's a 10th off. He cannot do anything. He takes it to the pits. Jaden Harrison, can he do anything? It's a 6:33. He is getting closer. 25 seconds left to go. Jaden Harrison with a chance to take pole position from the Dutchman. Cody Lawrence with a chance to improve as well. Comes across the line. Nothing. 5 seconds left to go. And the last two drivers that looks like Justin Nasir is going to be your first driver to come across the line. Van Dorn will call it quits. Jerry Cook will call it quits as well. Nasir now across the line. It's P4 for him. A great time. It's a 1:14.034. He is on the second row. But Jaden Harrison cannot find improvement. Cody Lawrence, 2/10 down. Andy Reid's 2/10 down as well. But still, third place still looking like it's in jeopardy for these drivers here. Here comes Jaden Harrison around the final corner. Foot down now, across the line. No, he's going to take it to the pits. Cody Lawrence with some traffic just ahead of him. Lot of drivers ready to come across the line. The first one's going to be Andy Reid as he comes across P6 on the line. He's going to stay 6th position. Cody Lawrence, Sean Lee. Next to come across, Danny Nasir, P12. Cody Lawrence comes across. Nothing cannot be done. And Klaus will be your last driver to come across the line. He is going to take P13. It's Van Dorn on pole. All right, congratulations.
Yo, this is
Top
so
three.
difficult.
Van Dorn, Harrison, and Cody Lawrence. That was a great qualifying from you guys there. Very close as well. So just remember, guys, this is 2 25-minute races. As soon as the timer expires, there'll be 1 extra lap. Mandatory pit stops in both races, so you must come in to the pits once in this race to change your tires. Refueling completely allowed. You can come into the pits as many times as you want, but you must come in at least once to change your tires. Other than that, that's really it from what you got to remember. Go out there, have some fun. Remember, the top 5 gets flipped. So if you finish P5 here today, you're going to start on pole. Keep that in mind if that's helpful around here. If you have any other questions, do let me know. But that is going to do it.
Oliver, you improve on your last lap.
We're going to let the drivers chat on their own. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get time to go racing. Thank you so much for joining us here in qualifying. It's Van Dorn taking his first pole position, and it's anything we learned from the drivers who take pole position in this championship go on to not just win, but sweep the race weekend. We're going to see you another time. Thank you so much for tuning into qualifying, and we'll see you now for the race. And that's going to do it there for our recording. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is now going to be time to get racing here. Just going to quickly see if we can get our newer leaderboard that has been tested. Does not look like we are able to, unfortunately. So that's gonna be unfortunate there. Yeah, so we are just a minute away. So let's get in on the action here, folks. It is time now. As we get underway, it is time for round 3. It is the Australian Grand Prix, and it is next. Welcome to round 3 of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club's GT4 International Championship race number 1 of 2. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights on the board, and it is lights out. We go racing here. A great start there from the McLaren of Mike Van Dorn, side by side with Jaden Harrison as they head into 1 now. Cody Lawrence is in 3rd. Oh, as Andy Reid is gonna go for a spin. The only driver looks like he's caught off guard there. Cody Lawrence up into 3rd position, Jaden Harrison in 2nd. As they file in. Very tight around here. Danny Nasir.
Come on, you guys are doing stupid things, man.
Martin Webster off the track. But it is Van Dorn who leads this race. Danny Nasir getting caught out early on in the race, but it's game on. And Jaden Harrison already looking on. He's going to see if he can get the early lead now. As we head into the sharp left-hander for the drivers as they come down the hill. There you can see a gap is already being formed. As from 1st to 9th, they are all sticking with each other. But lap 1 done and dusted. 3 cars have found themselves on the unlucky end of the stick. Where are they? That is Andy Rees, Martin Webster, and Danny Nasir, who sounded the most unhappy. And Andrew Run is going to find himself there. Hold the brakes there, sir. He flick spins it back onto the track. Very scary there. But he looks good. There you see all the drivers now coming around. Looking very well. And there we see Oliver getting hustled now by the Mercedes of Justin Nasir and Cody Lawrence.
I'm still not even going to be able to get by you.
Oh, trouble
That's
here.
how
Oh,
weak
it's
the sensor
huge
is.
trouble. It's almost a pileup. Justin Nasir and Oliver Blutch there
I
together.
got lucky there.
Yeah, you're good. I'm not even going to try to pass you, mate. You're
Both
quicker.
drivers
I'm not going to push you. Though.
coming together.
Send you sideways.
Trying to get going. It's so much drama here. Meanwhile, that's how tight
Fuck the hell what
the
it is.
first sector is there, and they're still trying to get going. They do get going, but it's so unfortunate. Contact being made between them. Sandown. This is a hellish track the drivers are going through here today. My goodness, I don't know if Justin Nasir maybe caused a bit of contact there. On the rear.
Side close.
Marlon Young able to avoid there side by side as Van Dorn sets the fastest lap of the race, and Klaus just gonna be able to hold on. No, he runs off the track. Here comes Webster, the guy, and he's now in the Toyota Supra. He's gonna get the overtake done. He is now in the points. Oliver, more trouble for him. He gets going. Remember, 2 races, big chance for points. Even if you're in last, put it on the bright side. It's only 5 positions to get some points on the board.
I wouldn't take those curbs, Jaden, if you're there, because it's not worth it. I tried it. It doesn't work for me, at least. Might be
Cody
the-
Lawrence
work, though.
helping out side by side here.
That's not working.
Andy Rees against Ryan here in the McLaren. Ryan's teammate Andrew Rubin. Ryan not having the best race out here, but his teammate is priming the point. But the Mercedes just has enough legs to keep up ahead as they go down the back straight. There they go. Oliver into the pits. He might be calling it quits for race 1 and looking to get into race 2. Oh, is Ryan there? Oh, it's contact! Here,
The
watch
nice
the aggression
Ryan.
there, Ryan. Watch the aggression.
That was a nice at
Ryan sending a dive bomb. Unfortunately, he has taken himself out, but if it took out Andy Rees, that would have been a hefty penalty. But let's get back up to the front pack now. Van Dorn has now opened up the gap to 2.6 seconds. As he, clips the wall there. That's not what you need.
Well, maybe those curbs do work. Hell.
Cody Lawrence having a little bit of a laugh,
there.
trying to figure out what is the prime spot. Now, something interesting we do have access to, which is brand new. We are going to bring out right now, if I can get to it. So it is the damage board. So what's really interesting
I can't get
Hang
you.
on.
is Van Dorn
Oh,
trouble.
no,
Oh,
my-
your race leader has run off the edge, run off the
You got
road.
Jerry coming, and then I think you have a gap.
Yeah, my bad.
Trouble for the race leader. Mike Van Dorn has run off the race course and has gone from first to fourth!
I forgot I put a pin in your voodoo doll this morning, Mike. Sorry.
Cody Lawrence having the banter of his life, but it is huge drama. Van Dorn has taken...
The curb locked my brake.
As I expected, he's
Yeah,
taken
I
himself out
just
because
ran
of the curbs. Taking too much. And
Oh my
Jaden
God.
Harrison
I think I
is...
just put a pin in my own voodoo doll.
Oh, and Cody
Down the
Lawrence
grass.
runs a little bit deep. And Jerry Cook now overtakes him. They're side by side. Jerry's going to go through. Mercedes 1-2.
I didn't get on the grass. How the hell did I do that?
Let's try to keep a bit of the chatter to the minimum there.
Sorry.
Okay. Sean Lee, trouble with Mads. Looks like actually it might have been two separate incidents there. Mads getting back onto the track. This is easily the most chaotic round we've had in the championship. Remember, however, last week, Portland International Raceway, Jerry Cook against Cody Lawrence. Rounded up, baby. It's round 2 of these guys now fighting against each other with a feisty Van Dorn realizing he's just thrown away his race lead. And now Jaden Harrison leads the championship. Crucially, he is your double race winner in round 1. This is some important points, especially if Cody Lawrence finishes a little bit below down the order. Here comes the Toyota Supra now as he charges down the front straight. Slipstreaming, but you remember, that's the weight. 60 kilograms and 20% restrictor against 27 kilograms and 9% restrictor. As Van Dorn, oh, he's pushing so hard. Almost running off the track. But before he was interrupted by the incidents, oh, hold on, you know what? I shouldn't talk about the damage meter because Jerry Cook sliding there on the track over the curb, and he's gonna lose not 1 but 2 positions, going from 2nd place to 4th place. And the top drivers really now fighting it on. Some of your big championship contenders. Down the back straight they go, into the curbs. As they go down the hill, this is where Van Dorn got it wrong, that you want to head onto the brakes, hold on for dear life as the car slows down to a crawling speed as they get into the left-hander. As they head through the chicane now, the final complex of the track. And this is your battle for 2nd position. Now, before we get interrupted once more, the damage board on the right-hand side of your screen will depict the damage on these drivers' car, on the drivers' vehicles as they're continuing to race on. So if we look at, for example, I believe it is Van Dorn. Yes, it's a yellow front end as he is pushing that car. You can see how much he's pushing. All 3 drivers go off the track. Van Dorn, a very interesting and optimistic spot to get the move done. They're side by side into the sharp left-hander, and Van Dorn is gonna take 2nd position. Oh my goodness, what a move from the Dutchman.
Well.
Indeed it did there, Van Dorn. Wow, what a move. But fight's not over yet. As they continue to get on to the back straight, Jerry Cook now gonna relegate Cody Lawrence down to 4th position. Jaden Harrison continues to lead off by 7 seconds. Oh, Jerry now, a bit too much curb there. Now hard on the brakes for the left-hander. Chaos continues to ensue around here as this race continues. What a fight this has been so far, but it is Jaden Harrison looking to get a 3rd race win in this championship. Van Dorn getting up into 2nd position, trying to claw back. Can he claw back the lead? He never...
Come on, Justin.
Uh-oh, trouble. What has happened?
Yeah, it is 100% your fault. You just put me through it the bus.
Danny Nasir not happy. He's not having a good race out here. Justin Nasir having a front end completely damaged. Coming into contact, and he's going to come into the pits. Remember, mandatory pit stops for all these drivers, and Justin Nasir is going to be the first one to take it to the pits. Going to get some fresh repairs and come back out stronger. Meanwhile, Ruben Orion
Guys, hard to handle, boy.
has had the most yellow flags out on the track. He's caused so many yellows, trying to keep this one alive. Meanwhile, as we were watching the fight for 2nd position, Marlon Young has had to hold on to Sean Lee just like last round, X-Play had to desperately hold on to the feisty Sean Lee. And Sean was able to overtake Martin Webster here at Portland Race 2. We unfortunately did not get to see the full action of as we were watching the fight for the lead, but this time, Marlon Young against Sean Lee. And Andy Reese, who had not even a coming together, he lost out, sliding the car out of turn 1 and losing it. Now into the pits, so he has some work to claw back up. Meanwhile, check this out, Justin Nasir now finding himself split between the championship fight. This is going to be very helpful for the likes of Van Dorn and Harrison. Meanwhile, more drivers coming into the pits as Danny Nasir now coming in. And Andy Reese now coming out. So he comes out in 10th position. And as it stands now, it is Jaden Harrison still with that 7-second lead. It's actually gone down about 3/10. But this track, anything can happen around here. So Justin Nasir holding himself up. If he can keep the pace going, he does not have to let way of Cody Lawrence. But these drivers do have to come in for their pit stops eventually. Justin Nasir and Andrew Ruben-Orion are going to be fighting for position, as Ruben-Orion might be realizing that now as they head into 1. And actually, Andrew probably may not even notice that one of the drivers he just let through was for position. Oh, and I think he's just held up a bit there of Cody Lawrence and Jerry Cook. But remember, it's such a tight track. There's not really many places to go. Justin Nasir now catching up to Danny Nasir. Both of them pitted earlier. Ended this straight just a couple laps ago. Contact was made between them. This is your fight for P12.
Thank you.
Mads into the pits. They're very close with each other. Just gonna check some audio cues onto the stream. Couple laps ago, contact was made between. All right, that is good. And Justin Nasir has been able to make the move on his uncle there. As they head into the braking zone, very, very slow they have to go. Cody Lawrence, Jerry Cook gonna try to get through. And I think they both just about have. Yes, they did. So now race is on as they continue between them. So great action as this race continues, and the crowd is absolutely loving it. As Marlon Young now enters the pits from that top 5 position. That, remember, P5 is going to be pole position for race number 2. Sean Lee is going to be fighting against that. Remember, he had pole position for the second race back last week out. He has a lot of damage though, so he might be coming in to take a lot of repairs to fix the front end of that car. Meanwhile, a lot more drivers making pit lane busy. That's going to include Webster and Klaus. Meanwhile, these are your top drivers. Your leader still yet to pit. That could change now. He could be coming in. We're going to find out here. And no, he is not, so he's going to continue to stay out. Van Dorn, who has been able to spread his wings easily with a chance for a pit stop, does not go in just yet. Cody Lawrence, 3rd position. Anybody going to afford the undercut? Does not look like it, so they're going to continue racing on without making their pit stops just yet. Meanwhile, here comes Klaus Klint out of pit exit, now going to stay in the corner. Jerry is going to blast off, as well as Cody Lawrence just ahead of him, and Danny Nasir is going to find himself a couple seconds behind him, 2 seconds to be specific. And now Sean Lee is going to come in. Here's a race we can finally watch here out of pit road. It's going to be Sean Lee against this man, Marlon Young. Your battle for P5, and who's going to take provisional pole for race number 2. Marlon Young has actually found some damage, so I don't know if maybe he did repair his car or he found some new damage. Meanwhile, Sean Lee still into the pits. Marlon Young. That's also that Toyota Supra. And Sean Lee now starting to exit pits. It's going to be a race now. Out of pit road, Sean Lee, as he now comes out, does not look like it's going to be a hard fight for Marlon Young to take on, as not just Young goes through, but Krogsgaard does. And Lee relegated down to 8th position. But I don't believe Mads did come in for a pit stop just yet. So far, your drivers in pits. Actually, before we get into that house, however, Van Dorn from P2 comes in for his stop. As well as Ryan, he's in the pits as well. But a very crucial pit stop now for the Dutchman. Fix that last bit of damage on the car, refuel, and change the tires. Mandatory, of course, to change tire compounds. As we continue racing on here. 8 of you guys watching the stream, thank you so much for tuning in to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club this week out. Next week, we head to Germany for the Nurburgring. Round 4. Don't miss it. The German Grand Prix. Meanwhile, we still have one more race left to go directly after this one. Meanwhile, Klaus and Danny Nasir battling on now. Danny trying to look for a move onto the inside on the back straight. Battle for P11. Almost side by side. Danny having to back out. Oh, it looks like Klaus has gone a little bit deep. So gives a little bit of a chance for Danny to fight back. No. Meanwhile, just in trouble. He's in the gravel. He gets back going. Remember, he is fighting in the points.
Watch it, Andrew. Watch it, Andrew.
Meanwhile, your race leader and Cody Lawrence. I think Danny Nasir got mistaken there for Andrew Perrine and I believe Justin Nasir. Meanwhile, your two big championship players in the pits now. Jaden Harrison, your race leader, and Cody Lawrence, your championship leader. Where is Van Dorn? There you see him. Going through the chicane complex as Jaden Harrison's going to come out very safe in front. It's Cody Lawrence we're going to be looking at. And here comes Van Dorn, who's put in a stonker lap here. And he is comfortably ahead. Pit limiter off for the American championship leader. He's out on track. So now this is getting a little bit more interesting now. Jerry Cook leads this race by 22 seconds. However, he still needs to make a pit stop. Hopping over the curbs, rights and lefts, onto the brakes very well. So far, doing a great job. Jerry Cook, he's just taking opportunity after opportunity he can gain. So he's going to continue his journey as now, as suspected, he's going to take it into the pits for his one and only mandatory pit stop. Jaden Harrison is going to inherit back the race lead. Van Dorn should be gaining second position once more, but we're going to keep an eye on it. Jerry Cook is on, he's on the early end of the pit lane, so there goes Van Dorn. Now back into second position. Jerry is gonna now head off the pit limiter, and with top speed, there you see Cody Lawrence's Justin Nasir in the wall. Oh, he's taking it into the pits. He's found too much damage. Justin Nasir in the pits. Danny Nasir back out. I also wanted to mention, did not catch it when he did come out, but Oliver did teleport to the pits. Now he's back out. But one thing's for sure, I mean, if you want to put the spotlight on anybody on here, I've never seen Justin had such a race like this. Granted, with the weight and coming into the middle of a championship and a track like Sandown, you can't expect to come in here and be perfect all the time. But it is a bit unfortunate to see Justin Nasir in the pits in the first race. Remember, fun fact, of course, Justin Nasir is the most winningest driver in CMRSC. The stats don't lie. He has won the most races. He is the most dominant driver. He is one of the most, I think he has the most championships in the Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. I gotta double check on that. So he is no stranger to the top step. He is teammates with some of the fastest drivers around the world. And he is no stranger to the top step. So meanwhile, as this race
Go straight, Mike.
So Danny Nasir communicating with Van Dorn there, 48K TJ. Charge up your battery. You got 5 minutes until this race completes, and then we're going to get into race 2. Jaden Harrison, the best driver. Love the support as he is now lapping P11 of Raceway. Remember, the top 5 gets flipped for race 2, so Harrison, if it stays like this, will be starting in first. Van Dorn will be Harrison will be starting in 5th. Van Dorn will be starting in 4th. Jerry Cook will stay in 3rd place. That's really the only spot on the grid where it will stay the same. If you finish 3rd position, you're going to start 3rd position. Cody Lawrence finishing in 4th position will start 2nd. And Andy Rees is going to be your pole man. All these drivers very quick, very confident as well. But as we head into the final stages of this race, we're seeing a battle here now as Mads going up against Young. A little bit of curb there for the Toyota Supra. And here comes the BMW. Fresh new painted livery on that one as well, might I add. They go side by side on the front straight now. Big opportunity for turn 1. You could push the car on the outside as wide as possible. Marlon Young gonna hold on, but is it too much speed? It is too much speed. He's gonna lose the position, unfortunately, as his teammate finds trouble. It's just on the final corner. He's on his lone self right here. Take a look at the map. Everybody's on the back straight. You would think the race just started. Do we have more closer drivers on track? We do. For the moment there, it looks like Mads and Marlon still the 2 closest drivers together. Remember, folks, we have one more race left in today's event. Race 2. More 25 minutes of racing. Usually our more entertaining race out the 2, but cannot believe how much support we've had on the paddock and at home. Support wherever you are. 600 subscribers we have on the YouTube channel and counting. Thank you so much. And if you haven't already, of course, hit that subscribe button. We are on course for 650 subscribers, continuing to be the fastest growing sim platform in the Caribbean. Continuing racing on now. There we see battle for P11 about to get underway to McLaren warfare between Andrew Rupner-Ryan and Danny Nasir. So we're going to see how this one plays out between the 2. And Rupner-Ryan defending a bit there. Danny Nasir does not want to force the issue. And Marlon Young, trouble. Oh, no. That's not good for him. Oh, and he's in the middle of the road trying to get out the way. Can't even fault him. Where does he even go? He gets going in P8, but that is not good. And another belch. Very frustrated. Now, turn your attention up here. Previous lap time for Jaden Harrison, 1:13.988. Previous lap time for Van Dorn, 1:13.839. Remember, before the pit stops, and once Mike was able to get away from Jerry and Lawrence, the gap was 7 seconds. The gap is now 4 seconds. But with a minute and 40 left to go. As lap traffic now ensuing here. Minute 25 to go. 3.8 seconds. If Jaden does make a mistake, Van Dorn will be the only driver to be able to capitalize on it. Meanwhile, Jerry Cook and Cody Lawrence have been battling all race long. Last race, it determined the race win. This time, it determined the podium. Jerry with a lot of curb. Using it there. Cody Lawrence sees that he has to now overtake Rupner-Ryan. Rupner-Ryan will get out the way, but now it's Lawrence's time to make sure he does not lose track of his fight for the podium. They see him sliding momentarily onto the grass. And back on the track. He does not have to worry if he does lose too much time because Andy Rees is 6 seconds behind him. Meanwhile, the gap is shortening, folks. 3.5 seconds between Van Dorn and Jaden Harrison. And they can both see each other now. 22 seconds are on the 2 laps to go marker here. 2 laps, 3 seconds. Can you get it done? It's a very tall ask, especially this late in the race. Meanwhile, this one is an easier ask than others. Klaus has to let go of both Jerry and Cody. He's gonna do that very swell. But these two are gonna have a hard-fought battle to the very end, and I think we're gonna stick with them till the very end. Now here. So Cody Lawrence follows through into the sharp left-hander. Jerry runs deep. Jerry's gonna run very deep. It's now side by side. If Cody Lawrence can hold on for dear life here, he will be able to have the inside line for the final corner. Jerry, side by side. He's actually gonna push his car ahead of him. And he's gonna stay in 3rd position. And what a fight this is, coming down to the wire here. Meanwhile, 3.3 seconds for the leaders. And meanwhile, oh, and Jerry, what's happened to him? He's let go of Cody Lawrence. He's lifting. Jerry Cook is running out of fuel. Jerry Cook has miscalculated. And he is now rolling. Oh my goodness. Drama here. Jerry Cook now has about 7.5 seconds to Andy Rees. Cody Lawrence able to take the podium now. Meanwhile, Jaden Harrison. He may not have taken pole here today, but the Mercedes is gonna shine bright. Jamaica is gonna be proud of Jaden Harrison as he is gonna win race 1 of 2 in the Australian Grand Prix. Van Dorn will finish 2nd position. Cody Lawrence will come across the line now to finish in 3rd position. So crucial for this championship fight. Jerry Cook is just about gonna have enough fuel. Is he? No, he's run out. He's run dry. Andy Rees now coming across the line at the photo finish. No, it is not. Jerry Cook has been relegated. Is he even gonna make it across the line?
Bro.
He just about is. Jerry Cook runs out of fuel. Mads almost got provisional pole. But it's Jaden Harrison who takes the race win.
I was wondering if you were short on gas.
I used about like 1.3 lap. I was 0.6 when he took the white flag.
Oh,
wow.
No.
Just at the line. They're 1 lap too short. Cody Lawrence could have finished 4th here today. This is very huge.
I gotta get more fuel, but I almost ran out.
These are championship implications. Even Marlon Young just about getting to the end, but that's your race complete. What a very close and entertaining race there. Congratulations, your top 3. Let's start off with our 3rd place driver here, Cody Lawrence. A bit of a gift there at the end, fighting for the podium and fighting out. Jerry ran out of fuel. Cody, this is very crucial championship points now as you finish 3rd position. How was that race for you?
Just trying to, how do I say, damage limitation, because I didn't have the pace for Jaden or Mike. And yeah, the fight with Jerry, I think I put in just a little too little fuel for the first stint, so I'm going to rectify that for the next one. But yeah, with the fuel troubles he was running into, that definitely gave me P3 in the end. I think Jerry would have hung on to that. So, the shape for him, but I got to get those points, you know? So, take what I can get. It'll be a tough second race. I was kind of thinking P5 would be the place for me, but right back where I started, essentially. Yeah, we'll hope for the best. That's all I can say.
It's going to be a tall ask for you to try to gain some points, especially seeing that your round 1 race winner early on in the championship taking the points lead is winning this race. So, it's going to be a lot of work from you, but it was a great run nonetheless. Great effort from you. Congratulations on 3rd position. Good luck. You start in 3rd for race 2.
Very much.
In 2nd place, Mike Van Dorn. Van Dorn, you're probably kicking yourself seeing that you just thrown away the race win over a curb, but such a recovery drive, and if this race lasted any longer, you could have been in touch with getting back your race win. You are now second position. You're going to start P4 on the grid. How was that race for you? What are you looking in for to race 2?
I mean, if I feel anything other than very annoyed and frustrated, then I shouldn't be racing. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just a annoying mistake, just slightly getting on the curb on the outside on the brakes, and then it's just nothing you can do. But apart from that, yeah, just pace was probably couldn't have been better. I mean, just consistent 13s. And then sometimes some low 14s, but yeah, I mean, don't think I would have had Jaden even if I had a bit more time, since he was still doing low 14s, high 13s. But yeah, I mean, who knows, maybe.
Well, this is a great recovery for you nonetheless in this championship. Finishing P2 is still very good considering the first 2 rounds have not been the best for you. So good luck on this second race. Could be a big chance with this pace that a race win is still in the books for you. Good luck on him. And in P1, Jaden Harrison. What a drive from you in the Mercedes. You are now another race winner here. Taking another W, 3rd race win. How are you feeling? And what are you looking for race 2? Can't hear you there.
Just to not die and keep consistent. Driving not the best right now, driving on 2 hours of sleep, so whatever I get is whatever I'll take.
Well, you start 5th place now. Survival is one thing, but you did see all the drivers around you fall off the order there. Is it going to be keeping clean, letting drivers through, or is it going to be full aggression to get back to the top and go for another sweep?
Stay clear of incidents.
Can't wait to see what you can do here. Congratulations on the race win. Good luck on the second.
Good luck.
Alright, so that is your
luck,
first
guys.
one
Let's
done
try to have
there.
a clean turn 1.
There you see the grid ready to go
Guys,
here.
just be patient. There's a lot of cars that are.
We're gonna let them do their thing there. Thank you for tuning into race 1. We will see you for the second event out here today. Thank you for watching. And that is our recording there. Let's get into race 2. Here we go. Race 2 underway. Here we go. 3, 4, 5 lights on the board for race 2. We go racing. And oh, it's trouble. It's chaos at the very start there as somebody has not been able to get going. It's huge chaos at the start. We're not able to restart. Reverse starts.
Is it a reverse? Yeah.
Who was that on the grid? I don't know, but one driver completely stalling and everybody running into the back of him.
When I joined back in, I game crashed.
No
so.
idea. I don't know.
You're able to come back in and start driving now.
Yep.
So, I don't know what just happened right there. Justin Asir DNF from the race. But Andy Rees now leads. What the hell just happened? It looked to me that there was a car stalled 100% on the grid. But how would have that happened? So, unfortunately, for us on the booth, we cannot control reverse, we cannot restart reverse grids out here, which is quite a shame. But we get this race ongoing. Cody Lawrence and Jaden Harrison off the track. Both of them with very heavy damage. Does he have bent steering? Oh, he doesn't look like it, but he's going to come to the pits early on. So, under investigation, the start of race 2. Because what transpired is absolutely shocking. But this could very well be what goes on in this championship here. Oh, I see it. I know exactly what happened. We're going to tell the drivers after it, but we're going to let them race
Lowe's
on.
can't do that.
Meanwhile, we have a long race to go through. 23 minutes. Klaus defending on Danny Nasir there. Andy Rees leads this race off. We're going to calm ourselves down as we continue this race on here. Driver's side for Danny Nasir. Klaus runs off the track. Just about merges on. He's fine. Oh, ahead of him. Marlon Young spins it all by his lone self. Get a flick spun here. And he's back going. A lot of drivers getting it wrong here. Danny Nasir is entered into fourth position.
Suspension damage in the first lap.
That is massively unfortunate for what transpired there. Meanwhile, Cody Lawrence has a tall list to go through of drivers. We've seen it before. Remember, Portland, race 2, Cody Lawrence was taken out on lap 1, and he sliced his way through the field. He was able to take the lead as Rubner Ryan runs off the track, sliding by himself. And Cody Lawrence was able to take the win. Switchback of dreams as we go through the chicane. This is where Van Dorn was able to put a move on the American here. Look how close they're getting. The McLaren just in the way of the Supra. But as we get calm and collected here, it's Andy Rees who leads this race, followed by Van Dorn, 4/10 off. In third, it's Mats Krugsgaard. Fourth position, Danny Nasir. Fifth, Martin Webster. That's your big top 5. As Cody Lawrence sends it down the inside, runs over the curb. Sean Lee trying to follow through. Can he get it done? Trying to go around the outside there, but cannot do it as he was held up by the McLaren, and Oliver's gonna go through.
I'm done.
Marlon Young calling it quits. He cannot find improvement whatsoever. Webster into the pits. But a huge retirement. That is such a shame.
Suspension damage.
Alright, copy. So, 2 retirements now. It looks like Webster now coming in for his pit stop. But meanwhile, race to go through here. Sean Lee. Alright, Ryan, you're gonna have to let through that position back. You're gonna have to let Sean Lee go through. So Sean Lee taken out there through the chicane. Caught by race control. As soon as he overtakes you, Ryan, you can get back to racing speed. So having to let through the position from taking him out, and we get going racing between them. Meanwhile, Van Dorn now and Andy Rees. McLaren versus Mercedes. Now this is going to be a good battle up here.
2 laps of fuel.
Must have put in a full tank there, Webster. Don't think you need exactly 52 of them. Meanwhile, Van Dorn, this is his chance to get back this race win. Meanwhile, Jerry Cook also retires. 3 big players in this race retiring out. Such a huge shame to see so many drivers go because of what happened on the grid. Now, we're not going to tell it to the drivers. We're going to talk to them after. But before we do that, we're actually going to have this battle on here. Battle for the race win. Andy Rees, Van Dorn. Van Dorn to the outside, switching it back to the inside. And he's going to get that move done on Andy Rees. Switching through, getting the position. Now Van Dorn back in the lead. He felt like he should have won race 1 if he didn't make that mistake. But now he's looking prime position. Back in the lead. He knows what he did wrong. He's going to make sure he doesn't repeat it again. Now, this is huge for this championship. Remember, oh, look at that. Trouble. Klaus running off the track. Here comes the Supra of Oliver Bloch. Looking to the outside. Space is there. Racing room. Does he try to go around the outside? No, he doesn't. Squaring up the corner. And putting the power down early on. That is exactly the plan there. When you get onto the front straight, slipstreaming there. This is your battle for P6. And he's going to go to the outside, interestingly. Can he hold on? So he can hold the inside for the chicane complex. Klaus is going to back down. Oliver's going to go through. So, I think we now have a bit of a break here. And we can start talking about what just happened. And I'll tell you what happened. I take it back. We got no breaks here. Oliver Bloch's trouble in the chicane. Ruben Ryan's going to get that position. And now Sean Lee has a huge opportunity to fight now. It's like I have no space to talk out here. All right, we're going to see if we can now. Essentially, Jerry Cook disconnected from the server before we got into race 2. His car loaded back onto the grid exactly when the lights were going out, which was not supposed to happen. He was supposed to be teleported automatically to the pits if the timer comes down at a certain timer point. So at a certain time, drivers who do not confirm to go racing will be automatically towed to the pits. Now, because that did not happen, and Jerry was connecting back in, his car loads in before your screen does load in. And unfortunately, he is now a staggered car in second position, and a pileup ensued. And that was so unfortunate. I wish we could restart. But the thing with Assetto Corsa, you cannot restart reverse grids because the grid will be completely flipped up. And a massive apologies to those drivers who happened to go through that, because that was just Assetto Corsa. Man, I cannot wait to see what Assetto Corsa does. Meanwhile, Andrew Ruben Ryan almost pushing Sean Lee through the hairpin there. But that is mighty unfortunate. So because it's no fault of Jerry Cook. It's no fault of Jerry at all. It's just he loaded in and his car stayed on the grid. And unfortunately, I've never seen that. And not just my 3 years of broadcasting, but in all my years of sim racing, I've never seen if you disconnect, you reconnect in, and coming back at the perfect time where your car is going to stay on the grid. Meanwhile, trouble, Andrew's teammate Ryan Ramiri off the track in the Alienware black and green McLaren 570. Massively unfortunate. It has now, oh, trouble for Danny Nasir. He's in the grass into the wall. Reverses back on track. And Klaus gonna avoid. Smartest thing to do there, just, you know, cut through the track. Get it going. Ruben Ryan in for a stop. 15 minutes left to go. So, 10 minutes off the board. Cody Lawrence, who's now in 4th position, has a lot of damage on that car. Does he have steering damage? Suspension got damaged because of that, says Marlon Young, and yeah. Everybody clouded into the back of him, and you know me, race director would have 1000% have restarted it. That was completely unfair. But because it's Assetto Corsa, reverse grids, anytime you restart them in a server, the grid gets completely flipped up. And the top 5 where they're supposed to stay, for some odd reason, get shuffled up. And we have our standing start procedure. It would not work. It's a shame so many drivers today were robbed of a race 2. Jerry Cook, Marlon Young, Justin Nasir. Not to mention, we have the likes of Jaden Harrison, Cody Lawrence, who was able to recover back.
Man. Don't come on the track like that.
And who was that? That was Ryan Marinirmi. And it looks like it has not hampered Van Dorn, at least. Maybe it has for a 10th, but it doesn't matter because Andy Rees with a prime opportunity to take a race win. This could be very well our first race in this championship where we have 2 different race winners. Remember, it was Jaden Harrison who won round 1, race 1 and race 2. It was Cody Lawrence who won race 1, race 2 for round 2. Now for race 1 for round 3, if you can keep up with the numbers, Van Dorn looks to be leading, trying to take home the second race, with Jaden Harrison winning the first one. So this could very well be our 3rd different driver to win a race. Meanwhile, Cody Lawrence, with all the damage in the world of that Toyota Supra, is holding himself together. It's a very slow car, but with his pace, he's able to keep this thing alive. There's something magical about Cody Lawrence and how quick this man is. But insane how this race has turned out to be. Sean Lee into the pits. This could very well be a huge turning point in this championship. Anything can happen. Remember, Cody Lawrence was able to get 3rd position when we started the reverse. But quieting down now as this race starts to really settle in. Pit stops are going through. Rupner Ryan, trouble. He now falls out of the points. He has not had the best day at all. That McLaren, under Andrew Rupner Ryan's control, just not working out for himself and Diamond Racing as a whole. As Van Dorn comes out, he made his pit stop. He's back on track. Andy Rees is going to come and he's going to see Van Dorn just up the road. And battle is on between them now to the very end. The final 12 minutes of this race belongs to the fight between Van Dorn and Rees. So their battle's going to truly get underway. Meanwhile, Cody Lawrence 6 seconds up the road. Of course, not going to hold the lead if he comes.
Raul, do I have a stop and go?
We'll check on it. Give me a moment.
I didn't see one pop up, so.
So just going to double check for Sean Lee here. So as we continue to watch the battle on here, you can see Andy Rees slowly trying to close up this gap. Should be cleared now, if it was on your screen. So, as we continue racing on here, Oliver Bloch now comes in for his pit stop. The Toyota crew is going to get ready to put some fresh new rubber, new Michelin's on that car there, into the pits. If you love the skin out here and you want the skin for yourself for Sandown Raceway, you could download it at Race Department. If you search up CMRSC, you can get all our official race skins that we do as we head into race day. Meanwhile, as we continue this race on, Cody Lawrence lapping Andrew Rupner Ryan. Behind him is still this battle, 1.3 seconds for the eventual race win. Who's it going to be? Remember, Van Dorn has made a mistake once or twice in this race, and it cost him a race win the first time out. So this race is far from over here, folks. 9 minutes and 42 seconds. We're in for the long run as Cody Lawrence now comes in for his stop. Take a look at that damage meter on the side of your screen, and we're going to find out if he does decide to take extra time into the pits to repair the car, or he's going to come out early and try to save some track position and points. So as he stays into the pits, here comes Harrison. He's quite far behind. So he's going to continue to repair his car there. This is your championship leader. And there is the Mercedes of Jaden Harrison to go through. And now Cody Lawrence is going to go through because... And actually, he's going to have a lot of space because there is Oliver as he heads on to the front straight. But as we head back on here, the battle for the race lead is very much underway. 1.2 seconds between Andy Rees and Mike Van Dorn. They've taken fresh new tires. They are now going to the very end. Who is it going to be to take the win? Van Dorn is going to have to lap Andrew Rupner Ryan, but he's at least going to have a free little slipstream as they go down the straight. Flashes the headlights. Rupner Ryan's going to just about get out the way. Every driver has now officially made their pit stop. Ryan there. Maramiri is having a bit of trouble once more, as Webster as well. P9. And he is actually having a bit of trouble here in the second race, and he's got a lot of damage as well. Here come your leaders. And the gap has now opened up to 2.2 seconds, so somewhere around the line, Andy Rees made a mistake.
Coming up on you, Ryan.
So a bit of a warning there from Oliver Bloch saying lap traffic. Of course, if you're a blue flag, you gotta get out the way, and Ryan is going to do that properly there. Meanwhile, his teammate on corner exit there.
Braking right there on the racing line.
Van Dorn in his zone. You can hear it in his voice. He's calm, collected, yet he's still got that fire under him.
Into a corner, at least go off the racing line.
Trouble there for DN there, Danny Nasir. He luckily does not have to worry about any car behind him, but he won't be fighting P7 anytime soon. He's by his lone self there. But Sandown Raceway has been so chaotic. This is our first chaotic race of the championship. Every championship that we've had has that one race where just all hell breaks loose. So much goes down. I'm gonna try to fix that as we continue this race on here. Meanwhile, 1.8 now, so the gap has started to close back in favor of the Danish driver. Both of these drivers have already qualified for Race of Champions, but they still want another championship under their belts. Andy Rees is already a two-time champion, looking to be a third in 1 year. That is history if he could pull that off. Those are numbers that have never been beaten before. Onto the front straight now. We look at the times. It's Van Dorn with the 1:14.0 and Andy Rees with 1:14.149. So both of them running almost identical pace, but in the terms of Andy Rees, he really needs to find something in this final 5 minutes of this race if he's gonna want to call himself race winner here today. Meanwhile, Van Dorn is getting some crucial points out here today, as this one continues on, because Cody Lawrence now finishing in 5th position is huge for this championship. A driver who has not seen really the top 5, top 3 since the first run at Brands. Oh, saw it. Ruben Orion there just run off the track momentarily. Oh, he's actually got steering damage. So if the flag crew give him a black and white flag, then he's gonna have to take this car into the pits and get it repaired manually. Manual repairs from him. And he's fighting this car. It's not really working out for him. And oh no! Very hard into the wall. This is not what Diamond Racing needs at all. But as Cody Lawrence goes through unscathed from the wounded McLaren of Ruben Orion, Oliver Bloch is going to try to do the same now. Going to get down to the inside. Gets the move done. Of course, not for position. And Ruben Orion is going to stay out. So he is going to soldier this car onto the checkered flag. 3 minutes. No hurt in attempting it, because if he does come into the pits, he'll be losing P11 to his teammate. Both of them very competitive with each other. But 3 minutes, 33 seconds, and Mike Van Dorn has extended his lead. Looks like he's flashing the headlights on the front straight. Trouble for Klaus, though. The Beamer. Oh, no! Jaden Harrison coming down the hill and blindly coming across him there. That's Van Dorn. I think it was Van Dorn. No, it's Mads puts in his personal best of a 1:14.525. So lonely race for Mads, but P3 is very huge for him. Meanwhile, here comes Cody Lawrence now. 5 seconds behind him is... Oh, Trouble. Trouble is not behind him, but I did see Klaus run off the track, and he actually went to the pits. Meanwhile, Ruben Ryan, more trouble for him. 3 McLarens in the back here, and he's going to retire. So our 4th retirement in race 2. We are just down to 11 drivers here today, but it was still an amazing turnout nonetheless. If we radio there from Danny Nasir, and he continues to get going. He's in P8, trying to see if he can close this gap to Sean Lee. Just about 5.5 up the road. He's got 2 minutes and 1 extra lap to do so. Both of them with a bit of damage, almost identical damage to each other. But he's still going to try to see if he can close that gap up. Meanwhile, your closest fight is your fight for the race win. 3.3 seconds. Remember, 7 days time, we head to the Nurburgring on October 26th. It is the German Grand Prix, and it is a return of a layout. It's a return of a track we have not seen in a while. And the layout's going to come with it. Do you remember the 90s Touring Car Championship? From year 1 of CMRSC? Well, I certainly do. Maybe you do if you're a long-time supporter. We are bringing that track back. The Nürburgring is coming back in the short layout that was only hosted once at the DTM. Sorry, the 90s Touring Car Championship. It's OG DTM. And that championship has actually been able to see a lot of its tracks return back. Of course, we saw the DTM World Championship this year with the Norris Ring. We saw the likes of Hockenheim, granted not the Forest layout, for the Formula 4 Championship.
Go on, man.
So Martin Webster letting blue flags there. Martin letting through blue flags for Mads there. So Mads is going to honk his horn in succession. He's going to go through. But yes, cannot forget about the other championship races. Of course, Donington Park has always been a mainstay with us. And we can't forget Zandvoort that we saw at the start of this year for the GT World Challenge. Now, championship points so crucial in CMRSC because it'll allow you to race in Race of Champions, the playoffs. It'll allow you to earn some sweet, sweet merch free from us. All you gotta do is win a championship that you qualify for by winning a championship through the Prix season. There are about 7 championships and about 9 spots-ish that you are racing for as you score points around here. And throughout this championship, this season, we have seen different drivers win championships. Luca Andretta, Alfie Bevan, Gabrielle Sheik. We've also seen Andy Rees, Van Dorn, Marlon Young, Martin Webster, and Khalil Rickford. All drivers who've qualified for this year's championship, Race of Champions, where all of them will be put together head-to-head in a separate championship along with the whole entire championship of Race of Champions. Every round will be a different car and track from GT3, Formula 4, Ferrari Challenge, IMSA, LMP2, DTM, and Radicals. And of course, GT4, which we're still trying to find out who is going to take that championship. But as it stands here, Van Dorn is going to be absolutely delighted. He felt like he should have won race 1. He's now going to come together for race number 2 as Van Dorn is going to get the race win. Fantastic effort from him. Andy Reid is going to take home 2nd position. Mads is going to come around across the line to finish in 3rd position. Jaden Harrison, quite a ways behind. but he is going to finish in 4th position. And your championship leader, keeping it together, is going to finish 5th. But it's Mike Van Doren who takes the race win here today. A very uneventful race too after the whole chaotic start. But nonetheless, he got the job done. There's Cody Lawrence coming across the line now. Oliver Bloch is going to take home P6. Sean Lee will take 7th position. We already have finishes from Danny Nasir, Martin Webster, Ryan Marimi, and Jarub Narayan. That's going to be your P8 to 11. Your 4 retirements, unfortunately, Klaus, Jerry, Marlon, and Justin. But it's Van Doren, the race win he needed for this championship fight to turn this around. A P1 and P2 for him. What a race that was. All right, very eventful there. First and foremost, I want to make a massive apology to what transpired to the beginning of this race. If you want, right after we conclude the interviews, we're going to end the stream off. If you want to stay in and find out why that happened, you're more to do so. But just want to point that out there. We know exactly what happened, and the reason why we cannot restart it is in Assetto Corsa, reverse grid races, if you do restart the server, it will actually jumble up the entire grid, so we would not know who would be starting first to last. We would have to do a rolling start, and we're already on a timed race here, so I want to say a massive apologies if you were affected by what happened there. But yeah, if you want to learn what exactly did happen, stay tuned to after the stream, and I'll be right back here just to tell you guys what did happen. Nonetheless, though, it was still a very good race. Starting off with our driver in 3rd position here. Mads, do we have you on the mic?
Indeed, we do.
So, a very lucky break to see all your drivers getting clouted on the grid, and you were able to sail right through and head over into 3rd position, but a quiet one for you nonetheless. How was that race for you?
Well, the start was interesting. I kind of expected to drop a few places in the start, but quite the opposite. And then from there on, I was just trying to stay with those in front, but that was impossible. Way too slow compared to those. And all the race from there was just checking the delta if somebody was closing in on me. But it looked to be okay, so...
Indeed. It was a very hard-fought race for you in the first one to get to that point, and then race 2 felt like a little bit of a Sunday drive except for lap 1. Nonetheless, though, it's a P3 for you and some good points on the board for yourself. Congratulations on the podium.
Thank you.
In 2nd position, Andy Rees. A good fight that you put up against the McLaren, but unfortunately did not feel like you were able to get the job done through there. It was a great fight nonetheless to take it on to Van Doren. But Andy, you finish in 2nd position, and it's still a very good result to end up on at the end of the day. Andy, how was that race for you?
Yeah, well, definitely happy with the P2 after race 1's not too optimal turnout in P4. Definitely would have expected a double podium, so yeah, P2 is very nice. And yeah, race 2 I expected a restart, but then it turned out I was suddenly just in a race P1 with Mike on my bumper, so that only lasted well, longer than I expected actually. I knew it would come at some point, so yeah, it was fun having him in my rear. He chose to go side by side into the downhill turn there, so yeah.
Almost felt like you were mugged there at that corner, but it's racing at the end of the day, and nonetheless, though, putting all that aside, it's a P2. It's some great points on the board in this championship as you sit in 4th place and finishing ahead of championship leader Cody Lawrence. That's got to be sweet for you.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, you know, Mike not being one of the current championship contenders as such, you know, I certainly don't mind him finishing P1. But yeah.
Well, just keep that in mind. Every point is on the line until you get to the very end. And yeah, maybe that race win getting away from you, that could be a very bad thing for your campaign in the future. But nonetheless, though, as it stands, This is a great race for you. Championship standings are going to look in your favor a lot better. Congratulations on second position and P2 podium.
Yeah, thank you.
And finally, Mike Van Doorn, the Dutchman, the Flying Dutchman here today. You got it done. You put everyone to sleep there, and you put this race on your back, and you carried it to the checkered flag. An incredible effort from you there. What a race from you. I want to know, how was that race? Do we have you on the mic?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a lot better. I mean, I wouldn't say it was a lot better than last race, since my lap times were a bit slower. But then again, I was not pushing as much since I was in front. But yeah, I mean, it was very difficult to pass Andy, mainly just because the slipstream is pretty much non-existent. But yeah, I mean, I was able to get a run on him onto the going up the hill, and then I decided to just put him offline into that corner there. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to be able to hang it side by side through there, so I backed out, and then he missed the corner a bit, so that worked out in my favor. So the plan worked there, and then from there, yeah, just drive it to the end. I mean, even did a 13.4 towards the end there. So the pace was definitely there. I mean, yeah, the most I could have gotten out of this race.
Bit of a shame that you couldn't sweep completely to continue that streak going on in this championship, but this is a very important race win, considering the points have not been in your favor. You got 2 more rounds to go, 4 more races to potentially complete and get maximum points if it's possible. Van Doorn, do you feel that a comeback in this championship is on the cards?
Realistic answer, no. But I mean, it's racing, you never know. Yeah, we'll see it. We'll see on the final round.
Can't wait to see when we get to that point. Nonetheless, though, this is the race when you needed. The race when you finally got under your belt. Congratulations on it, and we'll see you next week, hopefully.
Yeah.
Alright, that's going to do it for us here. If you got to head out, you're free to head out now. I'm going to quickly end the stream off. I'm going to head right back in here. We're just going to quickly debrief just the beginning of race 2. Stick around. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. It was a great turnout here today as well. I believe tops 16, so great turnout. Love to see the action. And yeah, we'll be right back. Just going to come back after we end the stream. So great racing, great result here. We're going to end off our recording here. Thank you for watching race number 2. And we'll see you next week for race 1, round 4 at the Nurburgring. We'll see you then. Thank you for watching. So that's going to do it there for the recording for the YouTube content. Daily uploads every day at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to do it. What a race that was there today. Thank you so much. We're going to get into a race debrief with our drivers. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into today's round. We will see you round 4 of 5, the penultimate round of the championship in Germany. And then we're going to head to SUGO for Japan, the Japanese Grand Prix, the finale, double points. Potentially on the line. We'll see. We'll see you then, though. 7 days' time. Stay tuned to the YouTube channel. We'll see you in the future. Have a good rest every day.